right. All right. I think I'm live. Can I straighten this out a little bit more? Maybe. Anyway, so hey everyone, this is Kevin, the Apptrepreneur. This is a live stream. I don't anticipate it to be a long live stream, although, and of course, now my nose starts itching once I start. Of course. But who knows? Who knows how long it will be? I've said it won't be long before, and it's ended up being quite a bit long. But I think I've got some dinner plans tonight. So, hey Mandy, so nice. So always good to see you in the chat room. Let me go over here so that I can properly respond to people. And Beacon of Light Driver. Hey, how you doing too? Good to see you there. And hey, Team D'Angelo and Richard. Miller Driver 69. Well, actually, it's an Avengers shirt. It's got a bunch of them. But Ray's World, glad to see you all there. Glad to see you there. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Hi, Katie. So we're going to give like a minute before we get into the main topic, if you will. I've been getting a lot of feedback recently. Feedback, encouragement, even criticism from a video, a live stream I did on August 11th. Oh, geez, that was only a few days ago. Wow. And the title of the video was "Thoughts on Ending the Channel." Now, I'm gonna kind of summarize what that was. I know what that kind of sounds like it was, but the video was about me admitting, and I think I've kind of admitted this before, but I hadn't talked about it in such detail before on this channel, that I suffer from depression, and that the depression had gotten to the point where for a day, maybe a day and a half, I was like just considering walking away from the channel. Like I wanted to just quit and leave and just stay in bed all day. And for a good 18 hours, I did stay in bed and I didn't eat until Katie, came over, with a Costco hot dog and slice of pizza and pretty much said, okay, you're going to eat, and then we're going to go to the gym, and we're going to go out and do a little shopping for the wedding. And she basically forced me out of bed. And since then, I've been trugging along, and the last couple videos you might have noticed were a little bit more. I looked a lot more like my old self. Oh, so people have been asking, oh, hey, Larry, how you doing? Are you doing any better? How are you feeling? Have you gotten better? I figured I would give you guys just a little update on all of that, as well as also take some time to talk about some of the things that were said in response to admitting that I had depression and maybe clarify some things. But the first thing I will say is, like, technically I'm doing a little better. Not by a whole lot. I am still hurting quite a bit. It's still difficult to do things. However, I have been forcing myself to keep busy, and I have streamlined the schedule, the video upload schedule, so that it's not stressful anymore, but that you guys can keep getting videos. So the videos will continue to come, obviously, but I definitely decided I'm definitely living up to my promise that, with the exception of like Monday, and in this case Tuesday, because there was just something else I really wanted to talk about, it was just going to be one video a day. And it's going to probably be that way for a little while, to be honest, until things are completely better, which might take some time. I am going to be making it. The doctor had to cancel today. I think the doctor actually got sick, ironically. So I'll be going to see a doctor soon, though. But but things will be getting better, and they have been improving. Sleep has started to slowly come back a little bit. And I'm not going through the day I am depressed, but it's like, it's not crippling. I can still do things. It's like I'm at the point where it's like, okay, I know I'm not feeling good, but I know enough about it that I can get up and clean the room. I can move some boxes. I can rip some CDs. I can go on a walk. Doing things to keep myself busy. Now, I've gotten a lot. Like I said, I got 64 comments on this video. I'm not gonna look at every single one of them, but I want to I want to highlight a few that were particularly good. Probably my favorite one, to be honest, was from Krista Lee, one of the original subscribers of mine. She's been watching me for years. And she said, Kevin, opinions are like buttholes. Everyone has one, you know, that old classic joke. Don't let negative fodder get to you. You, Jermaine, and Uberman are the first UberTubers I encountered when searching for help after I started Ubering years ago. You're all great in different ways and have helped me and many other subs immensely. Remember when you had less than 100 viewer subs? Look how far you've come. So you lost a few subs and trolls talk a lot of nonsense sometimes. So what? I appreciate you, heart, and I'm an OG subscriber. My opinion of your channel should weigh more with you than some dumb troll. Take a break if you need to reset yourself and keep your head up. We'll be here when you come back. That comment probably meant the most to me, to be honest. Especially since when I look at it, it kind of dawned on me like, yeah, Jermaine and Uber. I mean, they're still making videos, obviously, but they're not in this anymore. I'm the only one who kind of stuck it out. So I really appreciated that. You know, Drive and Thrive was like, don't listen to haters. You've heard it before, but just ignore the negativity. After social media, we've become a pretty negative society. It drives me crazy. Just try to focus on what makes you happy. Congrats on the wedding and keep making videos. I enjoy them and you, which I appreciate that. Journey with Jordan, another one of my favorite subscribers. Well, okay, you're all my favorite subscribers, to be honest. Says, it takes a lot of courage to be a YouTuber and share your life with the public, especially in an honest and transparent way. I think reducing the number of videos each week would be a great way to ease some of the burnout you experience. I'm sure losing subs can be discouraging, which, by the way, I'm gaining subs again. And really, I've lost subs before, and it never bothered me before. I mean, I think that's one thing that was probably lost in the midst of this was like some people, like one person left a comment saying like, well, remember when some people said like, I'm going to unsubscribe to you unless you do this, and you're like, go ahead. Well, maybe you shouldn't bite the hand that feeds you. Losing a few subs truly doesn't bother me. It was the fact that it was bothering me is what was a clue that I wasn't feeling very well at that point. There's certain things, like if you know yourself and you know your mood swings, and you know that there's certain things that are bothering you that typically don't bother you a lot, then that's like a red flag. Oh, geez, Felix, thank you for the super chat. I'm going to take a drink of this 0 calories Kirkland Signature sparkling water. It actually tastes pretty good for not having any sugar in it. So, just to let you know, just while we're on that topic, losing the subs itself wasn't what was bothering me. I lost like 30, I think, but the fact that it was and I've lost 30 before. I've actually lost 100 before, believe it or not. And it's never really bothered me, but the fact that it was bothering me then was like a clue that I wasn't feeling well. And then it was like I realized at that point the negative comments, which I, for the most part, am pretty okay just laughing off and not taking too seriously, they were actually really starting to bother me when they never used to before, or they rarely did anyway. So, you know, and then there was that whole staying in bed thing, like that's what it was. Now, let's see here. So it says, but I think you're heading in the right direction as far as testing out a larger scope or content. It seems like the rideshare gig economy worker audience max out 30K anyway. Perhaps you could find a more broad audience in the long run. You lose a few diehard Uber drivers anyway. Anyway, that's just my 2 cents. So thank you, Jordan, for that. Yeah, I had like a lot of people saying don't leave, and I definitely appreciated that. actually most of these were pretty nice and sympathetic. So there were a couple comments that were bizarre to get, to be honest, because just knowing who they are and how long they've been there, it was a little strange to be on it. So there was I mean, I'm not gonna name this person right now. I'm looking at the comment right now, but he basically did this whole, and maybe he was trying to be funny in all fairness, like kind of going like, well, if you feel like walking away from a channel that has like 15,000 subscribers and just press the delete button. You know how many people would be happy with 15,000 subscribers? And comments like that are honestly not super helpful, to be perfectly honest. And if the person is watching this video, they probably know who they are. And I hold no ill will towards them. This is just my reaction to that. Again, he's probably trying to be funny. But when you're in like a deep depression, you're not seeing the humor so much. You're having a really hard time catching nuance, and so that was a little that was an odd comment to get. And then you had like some people like this, like live stream has its place for people who have the time in their hands. However, I'm not one of those. Get your content together and present it in a more professional manner, and you might get better results. Which, that was one of the few comments I did respond to. I responded, just because you don't have time doesn't mean it's not professional. Which, yeah, I know this isn't professional. This is a camera. So then you had people who were saying like, don't be a whiner, and I think, see, some of these comments, some of them are trolling. Some of these were obviously trolling, but then there are some people who, and again, I don't want to throw them under the bus because I like them, but they were saying things where it's like, I don't think they understood exactly what depression was. It's not someone like feeling particularly sorry for themselves. It's not people who are looking to evoke sympathy. Actually, usually quite the opposite. They usually want to be left alone. I just happen to have an audience, and yeah, to a certain extent, because I financially need to upload videos because it's part of my income. Then yeah, I couldn't just keep uploading videos where I was looking like a dead fish and have no one notice. So I decided to be upfront and honest about it. I dropped. Sorry, anyway. I hold those when I get nervous. So what was I? I think I lost my train of thought there, but you're depressed because you're depressed, and I decided I was just going to be honest about it, and because we don't talk about this enough. And yeah, some people didn't get it. Some people did get it. By the way, a lot of people also gave advice, and there was like a lot of some of the advice was like, get out and walk, which, by the way, I do walk quite a bit. They say you got to eat better, which I've been changing. My eating habits changed significantly in the last year or so. So I mean, of course, I could probably always do better, but I'm eating much better today than I was, because I was like a year ago. And some people say I need to do this diet, do this exercise, and I think they probably did not hear why I got depressed. And in fact, one of the people actually said, clickbait again, you're starting to remind me of the rideshare hub kid, which it's like, anyway. But I get depressed because of a chemical, and I've had it for years, and it's actually kind of part of the side effects of having Asperger's syndrome. And what I suspect happened, because here's the thing, with Asperger's syndrome, the brain is wired differently. It's just wired differently. And sometimes our brain gets sometimes the brain gets overwhelmed, and I don't know why it gets overwhelmed. And when the brain gets overwhelmed, it starts to shut, like parts of the brain literally start shutting down. They kind of go into like a recovery mode. Now, sometimes it can kind of turn back on, but then that's when you need the medication to kind of get it back moving again. And so that's what it is. So um that's because, and that's what it is. It's nothing I'm necessarily doing wrong. It's nothing anyone else is necessarily doing something wrong. In fact, it might have even been like that day there was just enough bad news at one day that the brain started shutting down. And I and when that's what it is. So and I just figured I'd just be honest about it with people. Like there's this one guy, and I'm not going to say his name either because I've actually talked to this guy. This was this was actually a really disappointing comment to read from him, to be perfectly honest. Where he was like, Kevin, I'm sorry that you aren't feeling well. It's okay to bring it up, but don't expect a lot of pity from your YouTube viewers. Which, dude, I wasn't bringing it up for pity. I was bringing it up to explain why I was on the verge of disappearing from the channel for a little while. And he continues, we all have problems anyways, and the best way to deal with them is to just work through them. Well, when it comes to depression, talking about it is one of the ways you deal through it. Because, I mean, look, we've talked about suicide on this channel before. Not for, thoughts I've had in the past, other people who have, ended their lives. Ironically, some of them because of negative YouTube comments. Ironically. And it's like one of the ways you heal with depression is you talk about it. You talk about it. And that's what I'm trying to do. He continues, in my opinion, your best videos are when you simply read the news, reading through quarterly earnings, news releases, or other related stories to the topic might be what is depressing you, but just doing that is useful to your viewers because it keeps us informed of what's going on. Now, that's an interesting sentence because I think he's trying to be positive at that point, trying to give me a little like, go get him, but also highlighting that it might be one of the problems. And then he writes, as you know, it takes time to dig up the info. We need someone we can trust to force. I know it's pretty dull, but it is why I think people want your channel to succeed. So here's the thing. At the end of the day, I think he was trying. Like comments like this, I have mixed feelings about because I think he was trying to be nice. He was trying to be helpful, but the first couple sentences really went off the deep end. However, that said, most of these comments were overwhelmingly positive and they understood. There was like encouragement, like if they say do this or I'm unsubscribing, don't listen to them. That's good advice, by the way, in general. Don't let people tell you how to run your channel. Take advice if it's fairly consistent advice. Take advice and maybe try something new, of course, for your own sake. But yeah, people who just tell you what they want you to do or else are going to subscribe, probably not worth listening to them. We've had a lot of people who sympathize because they had depression as well. And even someone claiming to be that guy from Chicago, I don't know if it was actually him or not. Full disclosure, he's blocked from my channel because he just ended up being too much of a jerk sometimes. But someone under another name, claimed to be him and said, I don't know what the failed journalist is complaining about. And it's like, well, it sounds like something he would write, but I just don't know. So, but I don't know. So, but yeah, so since announcing this, I did want to make this kind of follow-up video to thank everyone for the kind words, the nice comments. You have probably noticed that the videos have slowed down a little bit because they need to slow down. I need to start deflating a little bit, and it's done a pretty good job. And tomorrow's video, unless something major happens, is going to be a video that you typically don't see on this channel. But I just needed to do something different, and it's kind of a slow news day. now I need to kind of go through some of these comments. Let's see here. I see Dustin driving is here, and Lisa, how you doing? Your name will be in the end credits tomorrow. Don't be the trolls. You can't let a few negative comments outdo the positive. Oh, I know you can't. Like I said, that's how I knew I was starting to get depressed. Oh, and by the way, it's nice to see that people clearly don't want to see. Oh, I'm gonna rephrase this. We've got a lot of trolls in the chat room now. 22 thumb down compared to 9 likes. I guess people just do not like it when I'm being honest about there's probably some. It's probably a troll who's like looking at this saying like, oh well, he's still feeling down. I'm gonna do the bots and I'm gonna sign into all my different accounts. Actually, I think I know who this is, to be honest, because they do this thing. They've done this before. But anyway, so yeah, I don't care if the thumbs down on this one. Uber, hey Kevin, maybe change your channel to Uber News and concentrate on another channel for all their content. Why 4 channel? I don't really understand. Well, I don't understand what that comment means, to be perfectly honest. But let's see here. Frank says, "Hang in there. You have my prayers. I appreciate that." Uber Hate 101, such a fitting name. Well, we'll just block you. Greg says, "Find yourself more things to do." That's where depression gets to be a little tricky sometimes, though. You find it hard to do things. Let's see here. Thank you. Apparently, Dustin's going to give me a Smakovich to keep me in. He's gonna keep me in check by giving me a Smakovich, I guess. Let's see here. Adnan says, "I don't agree about the way you represent yourself, but I found you smart and knowledgeable." Well, I don't know. I don't know. You know. Yeah, look, I'm not a great editor. I've always said that. Henry says, "Get your butt off that silly posture putic and continue on with your greatness." Really? Jeez, I'm gonna kick your butt, buddy boy. See, I don't even know if that's meant for me or someone else. Let's see here. Amy says, most people don't understand depression unless they have been there, seen a loved one go through it. Ignore the idiots who don't know you better. Frank says, trolls are a dime a dozen. Defeat them and don't waste your time. Yeah, I agree. Ignoring the trolls is always a good idea. Jennifer says, "Hi Kevin, I hope you're feeling better. Just a reminder how much we love you." Well, I appreciate that. And Henry says, "I respect my friend. I really do. I appreciate that as well." Like I said, I'm doing a little better. Not a whole lot. In fact, just to kind of let you understand just how volatile depression can be, I was doing fairly well for the most part today, and there was but there were some dinner plans that we're making. Some friends from out of town were coming to Disneyland, which, by the way, my passes are blocked out right now, so otherwise we'd probably be hanging with them. And I'm like, well, hey, let's in downtown Disney. And we planned for a couple weeks ago. We had 5 days. We were kind of going back and forth, and they got a late start. And because they aren't going to be going on as many rides as they want to go on, they decided to cancel dinner. Now, of course, that's their prerogative, and I probably just made them sound like a bunch of jerks right now. They're really not. They just, their son has Asperger's syndrome too, so I understand that whole, you have this planned, and when things get delayed, you want to do all of the things you want to do, so something has to go. And sometimes people with Asperger's don't prioritize relationships or people as much as they should. But I was kind of reminded that I'm still in a bad place because when that happened, I just sunk a little bit again. And that's when it was like, okay, you know what? Live stream, let people know how you're doing, kind of talk to someone, if you will. And Katie's taking a nap right now. Then I guess me and her will We'll go do our own dinner or something. Maybe we'll catch a movie while we're at it. So let's see here. What else is going on? Your next move says anxiety and depression go hand in hand, and anxiety goes with digestive health. Probiotics helps gut your main healthy bacteria and helps with your overall mood. By the way, I do appreciate everyone. I mean, here's the thing. It's kind of interesting because when people like give advice, like here's what you do to get better. On one hand, it's kind of insulting because it's like you don't know me and you don't know what I need. On the other hand, I'm not mad at it because you can't be, because it's like they care and they just want to help you out. So I appreciate all the advice. I of course will be taking advice from my doctor about how to get out of this. So no crybaby ride shares here. I'm talking to Alex, I see. Let's see here. Let's see here. What else is going on? Let's see here. Rideshare says he said on one video he has other names and checks out stations that have him blocked. Oh, that would make sense. Let's see here. Here, I think I'm almost caught up. Yeah, yes, Mark. All the people that really care about me, they do help quite. But that's the thing with depression. Like, when you are depressed, it's actually even hard to see the good things. There's just so much bad, and it's coming your way all the time. That sometimes it's easy to overlook the positives. Like, I mean, I'm kind of looking at, when you look at it right now, it's like, what do I have to be depressed about? You know, channel's doing great. Wedding has been not non-stressful. Fitted for the tux. Financially, I'm fine. You know, there's been some good movies in theaters. Someone actually got for a wedding gift. It was supposed to be a joke, but I guess someone got it for us. I got the Sega Genesis collection. I rebeat the original Sonic the Hedgehog for the first time in 25 years. Got all the Chaos Emeralds. There's so many reasons to feel good, and yet when you're depressed, you don't feel good. So, and those negative things that just becomes that just becomes really hard. So, I just want, and again, talking it out is just always healthier. So, and I feel like I should be honest with I like to be honest with my viewers. That's why I'm giving you little updates like this one. So let's see here. Yeah, Alex says, Lisa, mods are here. The trolls are lurking, not saying anything, just hitting thumbs down. Actually, the funny thing is with how many thumbs down it's received in such a short amount of time, I'm pretty sure it's one person, and I know who that person is because they've come to my live streams before. I've tracked them on the IPS tracker, and they log into all these different accounts, and they just leave a bunch of thumbs down. So I know who it is. So, and I know they think they're being clever, but they're really not. They're just helping. Let's see here. Lisa Chonard, this is different from, I probably pronounced that wrong, sorry. I enjoy your channel because you share as well as inform, so keep doing what you're doing. You do great, in my honest opinion. Thank you. Elliot says, I sent a tweet about an article in the Wall Street. Yeah, but I got to pay for that, and Jeff Bezos owns Wall Street Journal, so I'm probably not going to be covering that one. The best curse is getting that guild together and run some online games. I want to do that at some point. Fantasy Star Online 2, Final Fantasy 14, something like that. I'm not a huge Call of Duty or Modern Warfare or Fortnite. I'm just not into that, to be perfectly honest. But NYC Driver Logs here. How you doing? And thank you, Lisa, for the thumbs up. Mark says, extremely inappropriate emotional response to the times that we live in. Would be more concerned if you weren't depressed. Well, yeah. Hey, Ryan, how you doing? I'm late to the stream. I'm doing better a little bit. Still suffering, though. Well, still struggling, I should say. So, anyway, that's, I think that's pretty much the update. And yeah, see, I knew it. I said it would probably be short, and we're already like 30 minutes into this thing. So, anyway, to let you kind of know what the future is going to bring, the near future anyway, it does not look like I'm going to need a break from YouTube. I think my current strategy of no morning Sunday or Saturday videos and limiting myself to one video a day with the exception of Monday has helped a lot with the streamlining of the process. I don't have to stress about as much of it. So I think I can do that for a little while longer, and I do have some videos in the can for when I get married and the honeymoon. That will not be time sensitive, and so I will be getting some vacation time from the channel soon. But that also means that I'm going to be planning. I think this is just something I need to work on. I will be making some videos that are not time sensitive, and I'm going to be putting them in a folder so that when I do need videos to go up because I'm just not feeling like I can do it, then that's what I'm going to do. So I just need to plan for these down so it's a little bit more. And I'll still have this live stream Sunday. I'll give you another update on Sunday. Just got a hidden comment. Take a break from being a fake journalist and stop crying about Asperger's. So, yeah. That's that's really helpful. Not that he cares. Whatever. That guy, apparently he got all over the Ginger rideshare recently. Like, it's like, Jesus, is there anyone that guy doesn't fight with? It seems exhausting. Like, the Ginger rideshare guy is he's one of the granted, me and him have had our disagreements, but otherwise he's definitely one of the most positive, nice guys in the Uber community, and you're gonna get all over his case. I mean, geez. Well, anyway, people like this don't get to comment. They just don't. So, yeah. I've got the troll in here, and he's just going crazy. Thinks like the thumbs down bothers me. Well, actually, I don't think it's he. I think it's a she. But whatever. All right, folks. So I think we're gonna wrap it up. I'm going to it's 3:29. Wait, Arthur, you are giving your haters too much of your attention. We love you and need your content. Don't quit. There's nothing you can do about trolling. I don't know if I'm giving the trolls attention so much as I'm just being honest about what my current mental state is. I mean, the thing about trolls is like they will find any reason to hate you, any reason whatsoever. And so I actually kind of considered, but this is part of the healing process. I have to be open and honest about it. And it's like, yeah, some people are going to say, oh, you're weak. You're an idiot. But I just have to say, okay, well, whatever. I'm going to keep doing it. So anyway, folks, we're going to end this here. Thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for all your kind comments. Thank you for everything. How'd you guys like the balloon video? I re-uploaded it, by the way. So the intro's fixed. Unfortunately, the audio was a little out of sync near the end. I can't really fix that, but anyway. So thank you so much, and we'll see you tomorrow. So have a good one. Thank you.